New public service approach. Improvement over whom? New public management. Fine. So first write the context. New public service, NPS. Obviously, who gave the idea? Multiple times we have told. Denhart and Denhart. Robert Denhart. If you want core, complete idea. New public service approach, NPS approach, was given by Robert Denhart and husband and wife, Janet Denhart. NPS approach was given by Robert Denhart. That's what they famously keep telling it as, Denhart and Denhart. Was given by Robert Denhart and Janet Denhart. And what is it? Obviously, as the question itself says, it was a counter, that is criticism, alternative. It was an alternative approach to the new public management. It was an alternative approach, counter to the new public management. Fine. Now, because they are telling improvement over its predecessor, first of all, what was his NPM, what is his criticism, how we try to address it, clarify that below. NPM was a government restructuring program, government restructuring exercise. NPM was a government restructuring exercise which started in developed countries. Government restructuring program which started in developed countries in 1970s and 80s, or 1980s you can tell. In developed countries in 1980s and developing countries in 1990s. And developing countries in 1990s. Of course, you can't write in detail about NPM here because that is not the core demand, and two, you don't have that level of scope. So, core point you have to address. At the core, what is NPM? NPM was about application of, at the core, NPM was application of market principles and ideas. At the core, NPM was about the application of market principles and ideas in public administration. Fine. And what is it? It was inspired from Thatcherism and Reaganism. Other details will not write here because you don't have scope. Inspired from Reaganism and Thatcherism. You know all those things. Inspired from Reaganism and Thatcherism. Inspired from Reaganism and Thatcherism. Fine. But what you have to write? They are telling you improvement over its predecessor. Clarify what is the criticism. Though NPM had lot of advantages, has lot of advantages, like providing result orientation, performance appraisals, performance improvement, result orientation, performance improvement, effective monitoring and supervision, effective, in bracket you can say neo-Taylorism practices. Neo-Taylorism practices. Neo-Taylorism practices. So what it was also criticized for? It was criticized for its, NPM was criticized. It was criticized for its huge focus on profit orientation. Huge focus on profit orientation. Evolution of what? Evolution of small state or small but strong state. Evolution of small but strong state. The moment you get this word in bracket, you write Ted Gabler. The moment you write small state but strong state, Ted Gabler. Ted, T-E-D, Gabler, G-A-E-B-L-E-R. Ted Gabler. Sorry, not Ted Gabler, Andrew Gabler. Ted Gabler was this, David Osborne and Ted Gabler was that. Andrew Gabler. David Osborne and Ted Gabler is reinventing government, Andrew Gabler. Fine, it is criticized for this, and I mean so many others was there. Continue that, affecting the linkages between citizens and state, politicians and bureaucrats, commodification of citizenship. So I have just summed up everything. Commodification of citizenship. So it was criticized for all these things. Fine. So that's why what NPS tried. Now below, hence NPS tried to bring back the service orientation approach to public administration. Try to bring back the service orientation approach of public administration. Means it is not profit orientation, you need to bring back the service orientation approach of public administration. Now, what are its core ideas? Its core principles are, there are so many, but at least some 4 or 5 you have to write. Its core principles are, keep writing as a list, number. Its core principles are A, serve rather than steer, because remember NPM had told what? Steering rather than rowing. Now they are telling serving rather than steering. Serve rather than steer. Fine. B, citizenship rather than entrepreneurship. So citizenship you have to value, not only entrepreneurship. Citizenship rather than entrepreneurship. C, people rather than productivity. Citizenship rather than entrepreneurship. People rather than productivity. Fine. Then next one, think strategically, act democratically. Then citizens rather than customers. Fine. Then accountability, like that, so many were there. Accountability is in simple, all those things. Fine. And hence what do you believe? Below that, this approach, NPS approach wanted bureaucrats to realize. NPS approach wanted the bureaucrats to realize their significant role in the society. Fine. Hence what they wanted, an ethical framework is necessary. For the bureaucrats. To re-establish their relationship with the citizens. Fine. And what it rejected? It rejected blind application of market principles in the state. Rejected the blind application of market principles in the state, as both have different purpose. Rejected blind application of market principles in the state, as both have different purpose. Fine. Now again link, as we keep telling, comparative perspective. NPS ideas NPS ideas took a reorientation. NPS ideas took a reorientation in the form of neo-Weberian approach, neo-Weberian state. In the form of neo-Weberian state given by the moment you get always neo-Weberian, write these thinkers. I have already written all these things. Given by Pollitt and Bucart. Neo-Weberian approach or neo-Weberian state given by Pollitt and Bucart, where catering to the citizens' need, encouraging people's participation in decision making, where catering to the citizens' needs, encouraging people's participation, increasing bureaucracy's accountability was re-emphasized. Increasing the bureaucracy's accountability was re-emphasized. Increasing the accountability of bureaucracy was re-emphasized. Fine? Fine. See, in and around you wrote. But again, what you have to write? Limitation you have to write below. However, NPS failed in providing credible measures. I mean, theoretically you countered, correct. NPS failed in providing credible measures to address the limitations of NPM. Failed in providing credible measures to address the limitations of NPM. And it was what more? It was more of a theoretical counter. It was more of a theoretical counter to NPM. So it is just a idea wise you are criticizing. Practically solution also you have to give, right? It was more of a theoretical counter to NPM. Fine. So hence what should be the conclusion then? NPS re-emphasized the core role of the state, of public administration. NPS re-emphasized the core role of the public administration, that is public interest. That is public interest. Fine. It has become more crucial. In the context of 21st century globalization. 21st century globalization and complicated nature of the fourth industrial revolution, and the complicated challenges of fourth industrial revolution. Fine. So I am just trying to give you a broader framework. In and around that you have to write.